Yo, super quick video today. For those who don't know, I just turned 30 yesterday. Birthday February 6th, 1991. And just reflecting on my life, looking back at my 20s, I just could have not even imagined how things turned out in my 20s. But one thing I will say is that something that I think that helped me a lot with what I not even think I know is just being open minded and open to new possibilities and open to meeting new people and never being afraid to ask those important questions. Um, I will owe I always say I owe my current the status and just like where I am in my career to a moment that I had back at the Nike factory store that I was working at in downtown Portland. So Nike, I wanted to work at Nike since I was like 7, 8 years old. In Portland, Nike was like just it really. Like, if you could work for Nike, you made it. So in high school, I worked at the factory store, and I just always, I figured if I had that little background of Nike in high school, that it would help me later on in my career. And in college, after returning home from Hampton, Real HU, QT8, Um, after I turned from Hampton, I went to Nike Town downtown Portland. Um, actually closed that store. It was the original Nike Town in Portland. Then I helped open the new store, which is Nike Portland, also downtown Portland, and Pioneer Square area. And while there, I met this guy, Glenn Cole, and I remember recognizing his face from the just the advertising industry. Being in Ad Week magazine and just being up on the industry. I was a marketing and advertising management double major in college, so this was like my thing. And I remember seeing his face, and I didn't think anything of it really, but I just walked up to him, introduced myself, as an employee, just doing my job still. And he was in the University of Oregon section. One thing led to another, and I ended up getting his contact information because I found out he was the CEO of 72 and Sunny. Now, 72 and Sunny was Agency of the Year, and that's throughout the world. Like out of all the agencies known to mankind, they were Agency of the Year that year. And I was just like, wow, this is the CEO of 72. Let me get his contact information. So I did that. Um, Emailed him a few times. Can't say it was constant, but I did. I reached out a few times, and then I don't know if it was God talking to me this day or my ancestors, but a few months later, I ended up just hitting him up on LinkedIn, and it must have been some divine intervention because he pretty much responded immediately. One thing led to another. I ended up securing an internship at 72 and Sunny, LA. So my last week of school went like this. I bought a car Monday because I was catching the bus my whole life. That's just like a Portland thing. I didn't have a car. So I bought a car Monday. Had my last class Thursday. My neos in my fraternity, they had just crossed. We had a party for them Friday. Slash, I considered it a going away party for myself. And I got on the road Saturday, drove to LA, was in LA Sunday, started working on Monday as an intern on the Adidas account there. So I worked on Adidas uh, football, so soccer, as well as basketball at 72, which was super dope. Got to touch the Truth anti-smoking campaign as well out there. Fast forward, um, I came back to Portland, did Uber for a month. It was a little bit hard to find jobs. But then before you know it, this is another thing about networking again. Just tap my network. I know tons of people. I'm always out here trying to meet people and mingle with people who are where I want to be one day. And a good friend introduced me to Ted Wheeler. I didn't know much about politics at the time, but I knew that politics was something I always had a vision. And growing up, I can't say that not seeing a black president, for instance, really made me feel like it wasn't possible because I always looked at black history as like, we could do anything. So I didn't really need to see Barack Obama to know that a black person could be president one day. Personally, it's just my personal belief. Um, but that being said, politics was something that always interested me, and I always figure never turn down a good opportunity, especially when you're looking for some. So I had an opportunity to be one of two fundraising event directors on the Ted Wheeler campaign for mayor. Um, as all winners do, we won that. And following that, I was able to secure my first real job, I guess, outside of the internship at 72 and a freelance that they technically hired me for. But that was at Swift Agency downtown, and I can say that 72 and Sunny experience in LA really, really helped me secure that job at Swift Agency downtown Portland, where I worked on a Nestle account, which had everything outshine fruit bars to Stofers to be Tony to sweet tarts to hot pockets. It was just an amazing experience. Got to touch a little bit of Adidas basketball there as well. And well, rewinding, I actually did a bit of VO work in LA too, which is voiceover work for us who don't know really. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, so 72 and Sunny helped me secure a job at Swift Agency. Now I got lit off of Swift, thought it was the end of the world. I was there for a little over a year. I'm the kind of guy, shows up to work not just on time, but early. I always say if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. Late's unacceptable. So I always, try to get to work. Not try, but I did get to work early. Did the best work I could do every day, and it was kind of devastating to get, laid off because this was my first real job out of college. I had never been laid off of a job before. I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, why am I gone? It just didn't make sense at the time. But having the mom that I have, I called her immediately, pretty much when that happened, and I was like, hey, I got laid off, and she reminded me she was like, you have the work ethic, you have the resume, you have the double major degree, the professional certificate, the experience there, the experience in LA. Like you'll get a new job. Pretty much, she was saying stop tripping. So that's really what I was doing at the time. But she was saying you could be in such a worse situation, and that's something that I always carry to this day because sometimes we can be so humble we forget just what our resume does look like, and it prevents us from seeing the grass is going to be greener on that side, and the sun's going to come out tomorrow. It really is. If you put that work in to prepare yourself for those situations, so that your resume can speak for you. Um, so fast forward after Swift, I was able to secure a job contracting for Nike. Now, this was on the app authoring team. At the time, I honestly felt like I could do so much more than be an author just based on the job description. But just this is where humility comes into play because although I thought that way, I was still open to the opportunity because I was still recognize the fact that I could still learn something from this opportunity. I could meet people that I would otherwise have not been able to meet, and who knows where it could take me. That was my mindset. So I became an app author at Nike again on contract, and the accounts I worked on were like Brian Jordan. I touched Hurley. As well as the NBA and basketball, which were kind of separate at the time. Um, Following that, I was able to then, I guess you could call it a promotion of sorts, become a digital producer on global football. And this is again where just taking opportunities and seizing those comes in at because global football, for those who don't know at Nike, is soccer. I played soccer at Holy Redeemer Area School circa 1998, 95. And since then, I didn't know really much about soccer at all, other than the tiny, tiny stuff I touched on the Adidas account when I was living in LA at 72 and Sunny. Other than that, soccer was the farthest thing from my mind. I like basketball, I like karate, I like dance, I like football. Those are things that I'm passionate about. But here we go again, just taking opportunities as they come, not knowing where they're going to lead you. I met some of the most amazing people of my life in global football at Nike. I had arguably the best boss I've ever had in my life. My creative director is a brilliant guy, Kevin Copeman from over in the UK. I don't think he even knows, but I'm constantly looking at him um, as a source of like inspiration, and I'm always like listening to just how he thinks. And that's something, a little bit of advice I have for like, the 20 somethings and younger people and people in general. Always try, you have two ears, one mouth for a reason. So always try to listen twice as much as you talk. So a lot of the time, like, I'll be in a meeting, people may think, sometimes I might even engage, but really I'm listening to everything that's going on in those meetings. I'm listening to not only what are people saying, but why are they saying it? Does this make sense? If not, um, can I give my input in it and then help things out. But for the most part, just look at people on this global football team. And like I said, there's so many people that I've met and I've been able to learn from. And I was also able to learn that football is actually a really fun, cool sport that millions of people across the world are passionate about. So that was a good experience. Fast forward a little bit more, now I'm senior producer on Nike basketball, and that experience is something that I kind of wished for since I was a kid. I wanted to work on Nike basketball since I was in middle school, and that's why just being where I am now is just such a surreal feeling, because although I'm not like whatever Bill Gates, I'm not financially exactly where I want to be. One day, I'm recognizing that things come to those who work hard and wait and have patience, but also seize opportunities and don't let them pass them up. And so now, going off Nike basketball, I'm able, still a contractor. Gotta put that out there. I'm at Nike, but just going from Nike basketball through this whole almost like reorg that the company's having, through this global pandemic that's unprecedented. I just couldn't ask to be a part of a better team. I'm on ACG now, which is under the men's lifestyle org within the company, and uh, I truly am truly thankful to be around people who support me, people who celebrated my birthday with me. Just on Thursday, it was yesterday, February 6th, but they celebrated with me on Thursday. Some of whom I haven't known for more than a month or two. Some I've known for a couple years now, and it was just such a surreal feeling, like I said, to be a part of this team. And I say all that to say that a lot of the time we go after certain jobs because, oh, that's basketball, or I'm really passionate about this or that. There's nothing wrong with taking a step back and taking opportunities that you may not have thought you might be interested in, because it could turn out to be the best decision you have to make in your life. And the people you work with can make or break a job, more than the work itself. Like I said, I wasn't the biggest soccer fan or football fan, but my boss was great. My other producer was great. My designers were great. My writers were great. Everyone I worked with upstream was fantastic. Every single person I ever asked for a part of that team for any type of advice on anything was more than happy to help me. And now some of those people have taken roles on other companies, other places within Nike, other brands. Like I said, we have Hurley and Converse brand Jordan. They've taken on other roles, so that just expanded my network that much more. And I'm just so thankful. I'm thankful to be 30. I'm thankful that I've lived this long, because so many people don't even live to see 30. I'm thankful for the people in my life, and I just want to let young people know that opportunities are going to come in your life, and if you take those opportunities for what they are and you seize them, don't turn them down. You never know where they could take you, the people you'll meet, and the friendships you'll gain. So that's my little bit of advice for all the 20 somethings out there, my little bit of motivation. And I'm not nearly where I want to be one day, but I'm going to get there, and I hope to see y'all there with me. So there we go.